Hey everybody, this is Craig. Today we're going to take a look at the Happy Holidays collection on Disney Plus. Now, this doesn't include the holiday stuff from Hulu that some people are seeing with the new Hulu tab. If I do anything on that, it'll be in a separate video. They put the Happy Holidays collection front and center during the holidays on Disney Plus and update it every year with new content. You can usually find it up in the top carousel and further down on the main page of Disney Plus if you just scroll down. I'm going to point out a few highlights and a few titles that I think are definitely worth watching. So let's go to the section and take a look. This is the landing page for the Happy Holidays collection. You see, we have Olaf there, Tim Allen's Santa Claus, and Kevin from Home Alone. Below that, we have rows of holiday themed topics. Now, this is the standard Disney Plus interface here that we're looking at. Simple and pretty easy to navigate. So let's scroll down real quick and take a look at all of the rows. First, we have originals. Those are titles that are only available on Disney Plus. After that, we have holiday movies, holiday series and specials, winter favorites, holiday shorts, Hanukkah episodes, and holiday episodes from The Simpsons, Disney Channel, and Disney Junior shows. Then we have some episodes from the Santa Clauses, followed by a row called More Holiday Episodes. And then finally, we have a row called Home Alone that includes all 6 of the Home Alone movies. So that's the collection. In this video, we're just going to look at originals, movies, and series and specials. So let's go back to the top and take a look at the row marked originals. I'll point out a few highlights and a few of the titles I think are worth watching. Now, I'm only going to go into detail on things that I personally watched and that I like. So there may be some things on the list that are good, but I just haven't seen them yet. So first up, we have Dashing Through the Snow. This is a holiday movie they just added this year, and I have to say, I really liked it. It stars Lil Ray Howery as Santa Claus and Chris Ludacris Bridges as Eddie, a non-believer in Santa Claus. There's a background story about Santa being on the run from a shady politician's cronies, but the fun of the movie really comes from the interaction between Santa, Eddie, and his daughter. Lil Ray's portrayal of Santa Claus is absolutely hilarious. This movie is definitely worth watching. Then we have Noelle. Now, this movie premiered on Disney Plus back in 2019 during its first year. It's a lot of fun, too. It follows the adventures of Santa's daughter Noelle as she searches for her missing brother Nick, who has gone AWOL from the North Pole. Nick is needed for Christmas, and it's Noelle's job to get him back. I really enjoyed this movie when I watched it back in 2019. It's a nice little Christmas film. Moving on to the next group here. We have the series The Santa Clauses. I really liked season 1 last year. It's every bit as good as one of the Santa Claus films. I haven't finished season 2 yet, but so far I'm liking it. This is a well-made series. In fact, I had my Disney Plus subscription set to cancel, but I changed my mind when I saw that a season 2 of the Santa Clauses was coming. I tend to like the traditional family stuff like this show a lot more than the stuff with the heavy-handed messaging that they've been putting out a lot of these last few years. I mean, some of that stuff is okay, but it was starting to feel like that's all they wanted to do. When I saw this series was coming back for a second season, it sent a message to me that Disney may be moving toward a more balanced approach to their new content. We'll see. Then we have Home Sweet Home Alone from 2021, the 6th movie in the Home Alone franchise. It's a different kid, but it's a pretty good installment in the franchise. And it's set in the Home Alone universe in present day, where Kevin McAllister now owns a security company. Now, we don't see Kevin from the first movie, but we do see his brother, who is now an inept police officer. And I don't think that's a spoiler because, as you can see, they're using an image of that scene as the background for the landing page. Now, it's not the greatest Home Alone movie, but I enjoyed it. After that, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special from last year. This was a lot of fun to watch. It was directed by James Gunn and includes the cast from the films along with Kevin Bacon playing himself. It's a great example of how a TV show can sometimes feel like a movie with the right level of production value. and this one has pretty high production value. It was shot like a film, directed like a film, and other than the fact that it's shorter, it feels a lot like a film. Of course, as you might expect, a lot of it is played for laughs. It's definitely worth watching. Now, I'm not going to go into Godmothered because I didn't finish it. It may be a good movie, but for me, it just couldn't hold my interest. So, moving on to the next group. And I don't really think of the series Hawkeye as being a Christmas series, even though that's when it's set. As a Marvel series goes, I guess it was okay, but for me, it wasn't anything special. The title in this group I really want to focus on is the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. This one is a lot of fun. All the Lego Star Wars titles mix humor with story, and this is no exception. I really enjoyed watching this, and it's not too long, which makes it easy to watch in my book. Lego always seems to have the best jokes. So going back to the main page here, we'll go down to the next row, holiday movies, and I'm just going to scroll through these so you can see what they have. I'm not going to go into any detail on the movies. Here you see we have a couple Home Alones, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas, The Santa Claus, Muppet Christmas Carol, Jingle All the Way, Grumpy Cat Christmas, Nutcracker, Santa Paws, some Disney Channel movies, Beauty and the Beast Christmas, a couple of older movies like The Christmas Star, and a few movies that take place during Christmas, like While You Were Sleeping. Classics like Miracle on 34th Street, and some rom-com TV movies like Once Upon a Main Street. Basically, a big selection of Christmas movies. So, moving on to the next row, holiday series and specials. There are a few titles I want to highlight from this row. First is Christmas with Walt Disney. This is a great special for fans of Walt Disney himself. It was originally a film made for the Walt Disney Family Museum in 2009, but it's clear Disney did a little work on it when they purchased the rights, like updating the film clips with the latest high def versions. It clocks in at 50 minutes and it's made up of clips from Walt Disney's TV show, Disney Family Home Movies, and Disney feature films. It's narrated by Walt Disney's daughter, Diane Disney, who passed away a few years ago, and it looks at how Walt Disney celebrated Christmas on his show, in his movies, and in his personal life as seen through home movies. It's a must see for any true Walt Disney fan. I really like this film, and just them showing a film like this could go a long way to counter the image of Disney having turned their backs on the family audience. The next title I want to highlight is Mickey Saves Christmas. This 24-minute special ran last year, and it's pretty good. It held my interest. It tells a fun little story about how Mickey and the gang have to help Santa after all the toys sink to the bottom of the lake after an accident caused by Pluto. The special is done in stop motion, just like the old time Christmas specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so there's sort of a retro nod to the old days with this one too. Okay, moving on to the next group. In this group, we have the Wonderful World of Disney Magical Holiday Celebration from 2023. This is the most recent entry in Disney's holiday specials from Walt Disney World and Disneyland that run every year on ABC. We also have Duck the Halls at the end of this group. This was a Christmas special from the Mickey Mouse series animated by Paul Rudish that ran for a few years on the Disney Channel. If you're a fan of the Paul Rudish versions of Mickey Mouse, you might want to check it out. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really give you my take on it. Okay, so moving on to the next group. Next up, we have Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. This film from 2004 is one of the first times the classic Disney characters appeared in 3D animation. The animation is a little rough at times, but it's a fun little movie and it's interesting to watch from the animation standpoint alone. This film tells a bunch of short stories, all with a connection to Christmas. Movies like this are called anthology films. So moving on to the next group. In this group, we have a few of the novelty specials, like a TV screen Yule log that plays for hours, a holiday sing-along, and specials on holiday decorating and holiday weddings. So moving on to the next group. Here is one of my all-time favorites, Mickey's Christmas Carol from 1983. I was a kid when I first saw this, so I'm sure there's a lot of nostalgia here for me. But in my opinion, it's one of the best jobs Disney ever did using the classic Disney characters to tell a story. Disney animation was kind of hit and miss in the 1970s and especially in the early to mid 1980s. But this little film is the exception. It's only a half-hour film and it's technically a featurette, but it was released in theaters in 1983 with the reissue of The Rescuers. I remember going to the theater and buying a ticket just to watch Mickey's Christmas Carol. Of course, I stayed and watched The Rescuers too. I also like that movie a lot. But if you've never seen it, I highly suggest you give it a watch. It's pretty good and it's not that long. Okay, so moving on to the next group. Here we have Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year, a Muppet Christmas Special, Letters to Santa, a Disney Junior Christmas Special, Mickey and Minnie Wish Upon a Christmas, and another one of the Yule Log videos. I haven't seen any of these, so I can't really give you my take. Okay, so moving to the next group. Here we have Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas from 1999. Like its sequel, Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, this is an anthology film with a bunch of short stories all connected to the Christmas holiday. Unlike its sequel, however, this film is done in traditional 2D animation. The style of animation is the same as what was on the TV series Mickey Mouse Works and later House of Mouse, which ran on ABC right around this time. And if you're a fan of Goof Troop, one of the stories in this film is A Very Goofy Christmas, which is set in the world of Goof Troop. If you've never seen it, it's definitely worth watching. Okay, so next we have the Disney Channel Holiday House Party from 2020. Now, I haven't watched this yet personally, but I do intend to check it out. I really haven't seen much of the Disney Channel in the last few years, other than a few times when it was on in the room during a trip to Disney World, and I thought this show may be a way to catch up and see what shows Disney is promoting and some of the Disney Channel stars they're promoting today. So I thought I'd just point it out here in case anyone else might be interested in doing the same thing. And then we end the row with Hawkeye again. Well, that's my look at the Disney Plus holiday collection, looking at Disney Plus originals, holiday movies, and holiday series and specials. If this video does well, I may do a second video looking at the other sections like winter favorites, holiday shorts, and holiday episodes. But for now, what I've shared is plenty to watch to get you in the holiday spirit. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. If you like these kind of videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro-themed videos like Retro Talk. I'm Craig. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.